So epic.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you can see, we got my guys Reese and Freddie on the show. What's good, boys? Reese, talk to me, man. Since you raised your hand first, how's everything going?
Hey, man, season 5. Let's get it.
Season 5. That's an interesting building name. I guess we'll circle back to that. Freddie, how's everything going with you?
Hey, well, real quick, he said season 5. I thought he was saying season 5 as if this is going to be the 5th season of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum not winning the ring as an elite backcourt duo.
You could have just said Knicks in 5. You could have just said Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5. Bing, bong. After this day, we'll be up 3-1, and we probably will let them get the game. Well, we can't. No, in 5, we can't. Never mind. We're taking them now in Cleveland.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
This is for you.
Oh wow, that's all right. On that note, so look, damn, that just how to mess up a mood on the show, people, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. Let's go to the Gap trivia.
All right, real quick, my point. I don't want to listen. Cam Reddish after we win this ring.
But that was a beautiful tournament last year. Speaking of tournaments, we had the play-in tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Some made it, some didn't. What was y'all overall thoughts of the play-in tournament? When I say that, let me kind of be more specific. What was the biggest surprise for you guys with the play-in tournament? Reese, let's start with you.
DeMar DeRozan's daughter holding an NBA team to 50% from the free throw line. That was disgraceful. Just want to put that out there. I heard the screams though. I can understand why. You know what I mean? It was bad for them, but hearing Scotty Barnes talk about it, he basically when he ended it, he was like, I mean, it had to do something because we shot poorly. But I'm like, buddy, dang. I just feel like everybody should adopt that. Every away team should just have a screaming young lady under the basket and just business.
It was crazy too, because I read that she was getting death threats or something like that. That's wild. So that would be the most surprising, I guess. But I didn't foresee that by any means necessary. Freddie, what about yourself? We off to a good start right now. What about yourself?
So mine was the Atlanta Hawks completely dismantling the Miami Heat. I just joked with y'all. Well, I wasn't joking actually. In a text, I just told y'all that I think Playoff Jimmy is a top 5 player in the NBA. Playoff Jimmy is an elite player. When it's that time, he usually just dominates game. And he dominated the Hawks last year in the playoffs. The way the Hawks took them apart with Jimmy Butler on the court and not looking to be that guy that is going to go out there and just do what he does. That was super surprising, especially with just coming off a big retirement party of, so to speak, of what's my guy's name? U-Dog, right? All that heartwarming stuff in the season. I thought they were going to come in, get this taken care of, rest up, and go into the playoffs with all of this energy, and that just didn't happen. On the other hand, you had the Hawks who were struggling to win games, and the Heat had their number all year, and they just got taken apart. So that was super surprising. I didn't see that coming, and now we're here. We missed out on another Celtics versus Heat matchup.
Okay. I gotta say, my biggest surprise, fellas, is the fact that the Pelicans couldn't pull it off. I wanted them to get over the hump. I understand why. Zion did not play, and I'm not trying to bash Buddy. He sounded like he was able to play, but at the same time, I can't knock him too much because you do want to think about your future as a player, right? I try to think both sides. So I was just surprised that they couldn't get it done. The teams that did sneak in there, we got in there, the Warriors got in there, the Kings. I mean, not the Kings, the Timberwolves. I understand it. I was just thinking the Pels had a little bit more to offer than like those teams. I thought they could get in this. That was my biggest
Even
surprise.
without Zion.
I'm about to say, I really do think though that the CJ McCollum injury and the Jose Alvarado injury had a lot more to do with them not being able to pull it off. Because I think they have been winning games without Zion all season. I really don't think Zion and they won last year without Zion. I really don't think Zion, because then Herb Jones gave you amazing
The emergence,
time, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really do think, I think CJ just couldn't like push through, and I'm pretty sure it's frustrating as a guy who like is kind of on the tail end of your career, working through injuries, and then seeing a guy that you know is like young, spry, and ready to go right next to you, and him just sitting. Like, so I'm sure like once you start missing shots and you know that you hurt, and you like, he probably in the back of your head like, man, forget this. Like,
Exactly. And I'm also thinking too, they have a shorter window than most. Like this doesn't.
Yeah.
This could be a dynasty, but when you factor in Zion's injury history, hell, even Bi's injury history, it gets a little shorter. So now I'm thinking you got CJ older as well. How long is this team really going to last at this level? So it's tough.
I think they got with Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. They got what's buddy, tall, light skinned buddy. What's his name?
Dyson Daniels.
Yeah. No.
Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes.
Oh, Jackson Hayes.
Hayes. You know what I mean? I think they have a young enough nucleus. And I mean, I've been saying this since like I thought they should have traded Zion for KD last year. Once he signed that contract and those 60 days was up, I think they should have went ahead and made that move, because it's just kind of like, what are we really doing?
That would have been scary.
Yeah, I mean, KD and BI would have been. Because I mean, really look at what Brandon Ingram was doing as the sole focus of the offense. I mean, Buddy was still giving you 30, 10, and 5 in the games that mattered most. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like,
he's a monster, man.
Yeah, so it's like I couldn't. Me personally, we've made a lot of money off of Zion already, even though he's only played 30 games a season. You know what I mean? On average, not literally, but on average. You know what I mean? At this point, it's kind of like you can cut your losses, I think.
Yeah.
You just trade him for a big name, but I don't think there's a big enough name. I think Kevin Durant was the only name that I would trade one for one. You know what I mean? Kind of thing for. Like now, they would have to go get like a couple guys.
I would trade.
They have the assets to do that though. Like you have Herb Jones, you have Trey Murphy. Like if you wanted to finesse, but I mean, you don't have to go on everybody, but someone's gonna have to go if you're trying to build up in the day. So they're in a good situation if they're trying to win right now, personally. But I do get y'all on the it's just tough. It's just tough. But let me ask you guys this, because OKC did beat them.
Yeah.
Like OKC did beat them, right? So what's your thoughts on OKC next year? They had a lot of success. I didn't think they were going to get to this level right now. But now when you get Chet coming back, you're probably going to get a top lottery pick this year. Is it going to be a disappointment if they don't get to the playoffs next year? Like it seems like OKC has a little hope.
So what are we qualifying as the playoffs? Are we saying the play-in? Because you said that you didn't surprise for them to get to this level.
This time you got to get to like whatever you got to get to 7, 8 seed. One of the two.
I'm about to say, because when you say you were surprised for them to get to that level, I mean, 10th seed to me is not like, I don't know, 10th seed to me just isn't. It's like, to me, even with the play in the 10th seed, you are still the 10th seed, bro. Like you were that close to being at the bottom, in my opinion.
You could have also been that close to being the 8th seed too, though.
Because of the play-in. Because of the play-in, though. And because
I'm saying, what if
games in the West, right?
Yeah, like, so what if you're an 8th seed and there's a 10th seed and the game behind is like 1 off? Like you're pretty close. So you're like 0.5 games off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty close.
I feel you. And that's why I feel like I was talking to a buddy of mine. He was saying like there's no parity in the East compared to the West. But like in reality, I feel like the West was just hurt all season. And the East just wasn't. Like I hear you for the like 10 and 8 seed, but like if it's like because of injuries and things like that, like but don't get me wrong though, OKC beat some teams. You know what I mean? Like I'm not taking away the wins that they got against top tier teams. You know what I mean? But I'm saying in terms of like how close the like records and stuff were. Like for example, if A Wig plays those 20, 25 games, Like, I'm pretty sure, you
The
know what I
Warriors
mean?
look a little
The
different.
Warriors are a lot higher, right? Okay, then I look at the Suns. I mean, they ended up a 5 seed, but the Clippers,
That's why
I mean,
it's
they
so
were.
tough
Yeah.
to fully respect any seeding in the West this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's
So
just,
that's
it's like,
the
it's
teams
just.
that have
But you
had
have
the
to,
best
you
records,
have to
specifically in the
respect
West,
it. But
the
you have
teams
to
that have had
respect
the best
it.
record and have looked the best have been the teams that have been consistently the healthiest.
Yeah,
I think you
And
have
that's
to
all it's
respect.
been.
I think you have to respect seeding because we say all the time the best ability is availability. So if we're going to continue to say that, then I can't sit over here and knock a team just because they.
So Trey, I'm saying from this standpoint, just from a playoff standpoint, right? Because we've seen some teams that were regular season, teams that were great, right? But we like this team isn't a title contending team, even with their record, because we truthfully know once it comes to playoff time in a 7-game series, we're taking these 2 players over here versus these 2 players. You know, and it's just one of those things. Like even with Miami, now that we're in playoff mode, everybody was calling Miami team trash all year. But now it's like, okay, they're dangerous now because it's playoff time, right? The Lakers, same thing. They're healthy finally, but now it's playoff time, and AD and Bron together, we don't bet against. Steph, Clay, and Dre, they're like 16-1 or something in their last like 17 playoffs. It's some crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I get that. It's just,
that's all I'm saying.
I get that. I just think if we're saying ability, like the best ability is availability, I can't knock a team. I can't knock their seeding. Like I gotta respect where they were because they did that for an entire season. Like okay, they were available, they were healthy for whatever reason. So now if there's an injury history on a team, just because you got the better talent, you could get injured during that series, and now it's like that's tough. So that's the reason why I say
that's everybody's healthy though. That's all I'm going off because you're right.
Yeah. I get.
But I'm saying now that everyone appears to be healthy, now what? Are you going to take this team just because their record's better, or are you going to take this team because of
Okay. All right. So for example, and I'm glad we're actually doing this because we get to talk about 1, my team, and 2, transition.
We have 2 things to say, Trey, and then
I was about to say we about to close up.
I said, yeah. 1, Knicks are up 3-1, and there's another playoff game where teams didn't score 100 points. So I just want to put it out there. 3-1 though, bing bong. And then 2, just wanted to get this facts on wax. Jamal Murray is the most important player for the Denver Nuggets' success when it comes in terms of winning the championship this year. The most important player on that team in terms of winning a championship.
All I know is, don't KD wish he had went to the Knicks. Don't KD wish he had went to the Knicks.
We don't want him. We got Jalen. We got JB. The real JB.
All I'm saying is Jamal Murray cannot be a more valuable player or cannot be more important than the MVP candidate. He can be the most important complimentary player to Jokic. But to me, when I hear you say this, Freddie, it's who's the person to get me over the hump? And I feel like we're just kind of glossing over the rest of the journey. Like Jamal Murray's not gonna get me to a championship. Like when I think again success to a championship,
neither will Joker by himself either. So I don't want you to think I'm saying if one is on the court, the other is not. That's not what I'm saying. 1, Joker is the better players. That's not what I'm saying. 2, I'm talking if they're both on the court. I think Denver can still go along and win games if Joker's has a subpar game and Murray has a very good to great game, right? Perfect example, he carried them home versus when Ant was going off. It was Murray, literally ISO, scoring the toughest buckets from the perimeter. You need that type of player in the playoff games, right? Can you go and get me back-to-back buckets, right? Make shots from the outside, make shots from the middle, right? Break down the defense. Like with Joker, and usually for big men, it's tough to be that type of person anyways, obviously. But
let me do this. Let me close the show up and then we can have this.
Okay, close it up. I think you'll agree.
I don't want to keep y'all waiting for too long. If y'all want to hear the convo afterwards, please stay tuned. But hope y'all enjoyed it. And please take care. Drive safely. Have a good one. Take care.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody, and most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.